And welcome into the UMBC Ryan Odom Basketball Report. I'm your host, Gary Stein, along with UMBC men's head coach Ryan Odom. We've got some good stuff for you today, both men's and women's basketball here at UMBC. Later, we'll talk with senior forward Dan Ocken from the men's team, who just earned his first America East Player of the Week award. The native of London, England, has gotten off to a hot start for the Retrievers, leading the league in field goal percentage. We'll also chat with women's assistant coach TJ Royals. The Retriever women open up conference play this coming weekend at the Event Center against the University of Albany, and we'll have TJ on to talk a little bit about that. We'll also preview UMBC's opener against the Albany men coming up this weekend at Albany, and we'll do that a little bit later in the program. But first to Coach Odom. First of all, congratulations on 4-1. Not too bad after the first 5 games of the season. I thought Brandon Horvath, coach, actually said it very well in the preseason, that the key to this season is for teams' ability to adapt. And I'm just wondering, after 5 games, how your team has adapted and what you've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think we obviously are off to a good start. We're pleased with where we're at this point. I think we've gotten better every week, that we've been together. And that's really been a focus of ours. Not really so much the winning and wins and losses, but more about, is our team getting better? And I think, clearly we've improved in certain areas. One of our goals this season, was to be a little bit better earlier in the season. I think last year, obviously, we had quite a few injuries early in the year, and we were kind of out of sorts even going into conference play. And, fortunately for us this year, it's been a little bit different. We've been a healthy group, and we've navigated this COVID, situation that we're all in, as well as we can. And I think our guys have done a really good job with that so far.
Coach, one of the common themes in the 4 wins so far has been the Retrievers' ability to make a run coming out of halftime. If you look at the St. Francis game, it was close at the half. You guys had an early 9-0 run in the first couple minutes of the second half. Against GW, you had a 14-0 run at the beginning of the second half. Delaware, in the middle of the second half, another key run. And then against Coppin State, another big run at the beginning of the second half. Is this something that you actually work on during halftime? How does that manifest itself once you guys get onto the court?
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly you can't ever win a game in the first half. I mean, that's what we always tell our team. I've yet to see a team win a game after that first 20 minutes. And so our job, as a group, is to go back in and regroup and figure out where we're at that point. Are we up big? Are we down, quite a bit? Is it tight? Why is it tight? And we're trying to figure out what adjustments we can make, at halftime, as is the other team, trying to figure out what's going to be best for them in the second half. And, we certainly pride ourselves on being ready at the beginning of the game. How you finish the first half is really important leading into the second half. Momentum can shift quickly, and momentum can shift quickly out of halftime. And so we've certainly been able to do that so far this season. I would credit our guys for just being ready to go right out of halftime. And Dan certainly has been a big part of that, as have other guys in helping us, get back in a game or get significant leads.
And Coach, you mentioned your guys. Let's talk about some of those guys in the few minutes that we have left before we go to break. And I guess, not necessarily to start, because everybody seems to be contributing. You have 5 guys that are averaging double digits right now. Talk about balance. But Brandon Horvath, the senior forward, we've watched them together actually for the last 4 years, and he's really come on and making a statement early in the season. Just talk a little bit about his maturation and what he means to this team.
Yeah, I mean, he's a huge part of our team, no doubt. I mean, Brandon's been in a lot of big games at UMBC during his career. He's played with some really good players, during his career as well, guys that have been good leaders and good players as well. So he's been around to see kind of how that's done. He's had his own moments, like I said, in during his career. My goal for him this year was becoming more of a go-to type player, a guy that could be a dominant type guy for our team. And I think early in the season, he's proven that he's got that ability. He's obviously really tall, and he uses his size well. He can stretch the court, with his jump shot, but he also can put it down and get to the basket. So he provides a matchup problem for other teams. And, we try to use that, the best of our ability. And the other guys understand what Brandon brings to our team and where he's at his best. And we try to put him in those spots so he can be successful and our team can be successful.
We're going to save Dan Ocken for next segment because we're going to be joined by the senior forward. But I wanted to get to the backcourt. You obviously lost KJ Jackson after last season. KJ, I'm sure, and I'm hoping doing well. But talk a little bit about the backcourt that you have in place for this season. You've got RJ Idlerock coming back for his junior year. We didn't get to see much of Darnell Rogers last year, unfortunately, because of injury, but he's off to a really hot start so far this year.
Yeah, no question. I mean, we're really confident in our backcourt. All the guys that are returning for this upcoming season have all gotten better, over the summer and then now fall and heading into the winter. They've all improved. Keandre's gotten a lot better, from his sophomore year last year. LJ, from where he was at the beginning of the season last year to where he is right now, night and day, much improved. RJ is much improved. And then you talk about Darnell. Darnell is just such a unique player. He brings so much confidence and ability to our team on both sides of the ball. Our players are very confident in what he can do on the court, whether it's shooting the basketball, obviously defending other teams' guards and pestering them. I mean, that's certainly, one of the funny things I told our team the other day, which I really meant, which is important. We were going through walkthrough for one of our most recent opponents, and the guard that he was playing against is a really good player. And, obviously because of Darnell's size, other teams at times would try to take advantage of him, near the basket. And sometimes that can become his advantage, quite honestly. Like he's used to that. And our job as a team is to, make sure that the other four guys are used to it now, because they're not quite used to it and they're getting better at it. But he's done a really good job early in the season of really, really pressuring the basketball and being a difference maker on defense for our team.
Yeah, certainly a lot to talk about, and I'm sure as the season wears on, we'll talk more about all those guys in depth. We'll take a timeout here, though. When we return, a key cog in the Retriever machine so far, Dan Ocken will join us when the UMBC Ryan Odom Coaches Show continues right after this. And welcome back to the UMBC Ryan Odom Basketball Report. Gary Stein, along with UMBC head basketball coach Ryan Odom. Coach, it's hard to believe that our next guest, I'm going to call him a senior. Ryan, you and I remember him just like Brandon Horvath as a freshman on that 2018 championship team. But lo and behold, here he is, senior from England, London, England, Dan Ocken, the reigning America East Player of the Week. Congratulations, Dan. That is quite an honor, actually. And just talk about that and kind of where you were and how you felt when you were told that you received the award.
Obviously, thanks for recognizing me. I think one of my teammates texted me and showed me the picture of me. So obviously I was delighted to win it, but just more delighted that we won all three games this week.
And it's your first one in the 4-year career. But before we talk about your basketball, I would like to talk, if it's okay with you, kind of about this whole COVID experience, because you and RJ Idlerock, for that matter, have a pretty interesting scenario in that You're both from London, England. You obviously now live in the United States. You go to school here at UMBC. I'm sure you have family back in England. England has been hit notoriously hard as far as COVID is concerned, as the United States has as well. And I'm just wondering how you're doing, how your family's doing, and kind of what's going through your mind in terms of this whole situation.
I guess I'm not ever gonna get a chance to go back home because obviously the COVID levels are really increasing over there. I feel like pretty much every other day they're on a lockdown, so it's kind of hard to just see all my friends and family not be able to just go to work or just live their life basically. So yeah, initially it was hard. When I was back home, it was just hard even to work out. I didn't even think I was going to get to my senior season, so that was kind of depressing for me. So now that I'm back in the States, finally be able to live out my senior seasons, it's pretty good right now. Yeah.
And Dan, I'll jump in as well, because we had to make a pretty snappy decision at the end of the season last year, whether to send you and RJ home after we got back from Vermont, the last game of the season. And ended up being the right decision for you and for RJ. You guys were home for the better part of the summer, and then, we're able to get back here, and at the beginning of August, I think it was. And tell me a little bit about when you first got back here, and let's let the viewers kind of get a feel for what a day in the life of Dan Ocken and his teammates is like now. Because all of you guys, we made the decision for you to live off campus.
Yeah.
And there are 3 different houses that the guys are in, or apartments, whatever you want to call them, off campus. And all the big guys live in one, and then all the guards live in another one. And then we've got an international house. So tell me how it's been since you've been back. It's not a normal college experience, right?
Yeah, obviously, definitely completely different. Now it's literally just go to practice and go back to my room, and that's pretty much it, really. I'm just in 2 spaces during the day, just on the court or in the weight room or in my room. So there isn't any type of interaction with anyone else except from my teammates and my coaches. So it's completely different than it was last year, where I would go to class, see my peers, see just people walking around the commons and stuff. So it's completely different right now.
And does it make you appreciate what life used to be like, or just little things like we couldn't even get in the locker room, right, when we first got back? We had to set up chairs in the practice gym where everybody had their own chair about 12 feet apart. And does it make you appreciate that kind of stuff?
Yeah, definitely. It makes you appreciate just little things, just being able to walk down the corridor without thinking, oh, where's my mask at? Or just there's a group of people over there, maybe I should walk around them just to be safe.
Yeah, no question.
Dan, let's talk a little bit about your game. 19 points, a career high against George Washington the other day, of course, the America East Award. You're a different player. I mean, you're much more assertive, much more aggressive on the offensive end. Just talk a little bit about that. And ironically, it happened, as you said, the pandemic, you couldn't practice, things were kind of weird for everybody. Yet here you come out like a ball of fire, like we've kind of never seen before.
Yeah, I feel obviously, we had a long time off. I was home for 5 months. So obviously, I kind of decided to myself that obviously it's my senior season, so I need to step my game up a little bit. So I was working out as best as I could, really, during the lockdown. So I guess that kind of helped. And obviously, coach has given me more confidence in my game, allowing me to do more stuff offensively. So that kind of helps as well.
And coach, if I could ask you a question about Dan, about his maturation, what you've seen from him, freshman to sophomore. I know there was an injury in there as well, which curtailed the season, junior to now senior.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. Dan, kind of losing his sophomore year there because of the knee injury, it impeded his progress that he was making after his freshman year. And then, now he's got, last year was kind of a recovery year for him. And, when you have a knee injury like that, you're not able to do timing things with the ball and skill work and all the things that, all players need to do in the offseason to improve their games. And this was the first time that he's really been able to kind of focus on it. And we did a ton of skill work when we first got back. And part of that was just because part of the reason behind that was because we weren't allowed to have the entire team in there together playing 5-on-5. And so I think Dan benefited a ton from that, 4-week period where we were able to just work one-on-one with him. And, he's always had athletic ability and the ability to put the ball on the floor and do some things. And he just really refined his ability to stop. And, he's gotten better in terms of his shooting. And then obviously his post work has improved. And we've just seen, more confidence, that he's gained, from practice. And, that's what they say, practice makes perfect. And he's done a great job, of putting in the extra time. And so for us as coaches or his family, to see him have that kind of success, that's what it's all about, because he's actually put the work in to earn the right to have that type of success. And his teammates see it, whether it's at the free throw line, being more confident, stepping up there, or it's finishing plays around the basket, or it's putting it on the floor, which we're allowing him to do a lot more. All those things, rebounding. I mean, he's really done a great job early in the season of defending and rebounding, which has always been, an area where he's excelled.
And Coach, if I may, I know you wanted to push the pace more this year, a la 2016-17, your first season with the UMBC Retrievers. I'm sure it helps to have bigs like Horvath and Akin, athletic, who can run the floor and keep up with that pace.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, Dan's, the most athletic player on our team, the fastest guy. Although Meach and Darnell and who else could beat you, Dan? I don't know if anybody else could beat you.
Maybe Thomas. That's why.
Maybe Thomas. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. New guy. But yeah, I mean, Dan, can run with the best of them. And we talk about winning our race, and that's an individual thing. As we, secure the rebound, and Dan wins his race more times than not. Going down the court. And that opens up shots for others as well, not just him.
Dan, if I could ask you a final question, I'm not putting the cart before the horse here at all. We got a lot of basketball to play. I'm sure you're going to be a big part of that. But you are a senior. Have you thought about what your future plans are after UMBC?
Yes and no. Obviously, it's still early in the season. And like you said, I got hurt my second year. So it's kind of up in the air whether I want to come back or if I just want to graduate and just weigh my options after that. So I'm not too sure as of right now.
Well, either way, we certainly wish you the best of luck. We look forward to watching you in conference play, and who knows what happens after that. So thank you very much, and congratulations on the award. It's absolutely well-deserved.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. We'll take a timeout. That's Dan Akin, senior forward for UMBC. Again, the reigning America East Player of the Week. We'll take a timeout here with Coach Odom. When we return, it'll be Coach to Coach. TJ Royals, the assistant women's basketball coach, will join us when the UMBC Ryan Odom Basketball Report continues right after this.
Power isn't born. It's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain, and we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
And welcome back to the UMBC Ryan Odom Basketball Report. Gary Stein along with UMBC head men's coach Ryan Odom with us today. And now joining us is the assistant women's basketball coach, TJ Royals. We can't forget about the women, TJ. You guys have already started your season. Congratulations on that. I know there's been fits and starts to that. And let's start with that, actually. Let's talk about kind of what Brandon Horvath's comments were in the preseason about teams' ability to adapt. You guys have had a couple of games canceled so far, and you've had to adapt. So let's talk about that and what's happening on the women's side.
Definitely. Well, first and foremost, thank you guys for having me. I'm happy to be here. It's been kind of tough when it comes to adapting. The girls has done a great job to be locked in and ready to play whenever it's that time. But COVID, as you know, has been really an up and down type situation. You're not quite sure what can happen, the next day. So for the young ladies, they've done great as far as adapting. Now the coaches, I can't say we've done a good job, honestly, only because not knowing what's next is our issue. We like to be prepared, overly prepared sometimes, and we like things to be kind of simple as far as just making sure everything is just, in order. And right now, everything is, like I said, it's not as in order as we want it to. Everything is just kind of just out of loop, or is just kind of wacky. So right now, the only thing we ask the young ladies to do is come in every day, compete, be ready for our next game, and hopefully we can play that next game. And when we play, we're ready to go.
Well, I'll let the coach talk to you about the coaching stuff in a minute. But what I found interesting also was that not only are you dealing with the out of order stuff that's going on with COVID, but you have quite a new team. You have 9 new girls, 9 new women on your team. And talk to me about the complication of getting everybody in on the same page during the pandemic. Yeah. So that has to be an added situation.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a little tough as well. Last year, it was our first year. So coming in and having a brand new team is 15 young ladies. So we actually know how to manage the things that we need to do to get the young ladies prepared. But now dealing with COVID as well, adding that to the piece. Like I said before earlier, it is difficult, but only thing we can do is ask young ladies to come in each and every day ready to work. Ready to get better. And that's the only thing that we've asked so far. And so far, they've done that. And the only thing we continue to do is just try to just stay focused. Because I know a lot of times it's easier not to be focused because of the unsurety of the next day. So stay focused, be prepared for the next game. And hopefully with this new group, they can do so. We practice every day hard. We talk about just competing. And so far, they've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, TJ, I wanted to hop in here and ask you a couple questions. First off, I've been so impressed, with you and obviously Coach Hayes and the rest of the staff since the day you guys stepped on campus. I haven't watched practice this year because of COVID, but I did watch, quite a few last year and saw you guys preparing, for the season, the level of detail that you guys do for your program and for your young ladies. I wanted to dive into your relationship with Coach and maybe get your perspective on Coach and how she coaches and how long have you guys known one another? Obviously, you were together at the previous institution, but maybe just give the viewers your view of Coach Hayes and kind of what she's all about and means to you.
Definitely. I've known Coach Hayes for a while now, probably 10 plus years. I've met her when I was coaching AAU basketball. So we go as far back as AAU basketball. So it's been wonderful working for somebody that is a friend. We call each other all the time. We had an opportunity to, work with each other at Texas Southern. And because of, Janetta, she actually gave me an opportunity to finish my degree. So that's how deep, our relationship is, to the point where she knew that, I had a lot of potential, a lot of things that, I could bring to her, and just not just to her, but just to any program. And so because she is a good friend, she was always honest with me. And she always told me to finish your degree. And when she had an opportunity to make that happen for me, she opened the door. And with that door open, I kind of ran in and kicked it down and just kept running. And good things happened from that. So I will always be indebted to Coach Hayes. She's been a great friend. She's been a great godmother to my son. Our relationship is really, really strong. And as far as just her as a coach, I mean, she has a mother figure type of coaching style. She wants the best for her kids. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. She wants the best for her kids, for all the players that's playing under her. She does a great job with just being able to relate to the kids and still try to get the best out of them. And because she's who she is, it works. And so like I said, I'm grateful to her. I'm grateful to her family. And she's just been a great addition to our family since she's officially been a part 10 years ago. So.
Wow, that's a great story. I mean, that's a piece that I did not know. Finishing your degree there with her and her helping you do that and helping you get into business, it's really special. What you guys have done here in a short time that you've been here is remarkable. And the relationships that you're forging with your players and how you're helping them, grow while they're here is so important. And, I've been able to witness, how much she trusts you and your role with the team and everything. And it's a joy to watch, but best of luck.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. It's been a blessing so far. I love it here at UMBC. And only thing we want to do is just, like I said, keep working hard and keep competing.
Hey, Coach, if I can just ask a quick question, it's great when your team's on the court, obviously, and they're playing for one another, but off the court, the culture of the team, the culture that you and Coach Hayes want to engender in your team, the bonding experiences, the team activities. How has COVID affected that? Are you not able to do certain things that you wanted to do? Are you doing new and different things? What's going on with that?
Well, I would definitely say it's totally different from what we're used to. We are definitely a staff that love to be with our kids. We love to hang with our players. We do a lot of different activities. We've done different activities in the past. But because of COVID, I've learned how to use Zoom a lot better. A lot of things, I know. So a lot of activities and just a lot of things that we do with the team is now through Zoom. Now we've had different activities together, but it's not as many because of COVID, and we want to make sure that we stay safe 24/7. So we've done a lot of just different games through Zoom. We've done a lot of film watching, or we just sit on Zoom and just talk. So we just try to do some of the same things that we did before COVID. We probably can't come together, as much as we done before, but one thing we can do is definitely Zoom a lot, and that's what we have been doing so far.
Well, these are interesting times. There's no doubt about it. Coach Royals from the UMBC women's basketball team, thank you so much. I echo Coach Odom's comments. Best of luck this year. What you guys are accomplishing is fabulous, and good luck as the conference season begins.
Thank you again, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. That is Coach Royals from the women's team. We'll take a timeout here. When we return, it'll be Coach Odom and I for the final segment, talking about the America East Conference on the men's side and the opener coming up against UAlbany. Back after this on the UMBC Ryan Odom Basketball Report. And the UMBC Ryan Odom Basketball Report continues here. Gary Stein along with Coach Odom. And Ryan, we've got about 4 or 5 minutes left here on the show. Let's kind of dive into conference play. You guys are 4-1 in non-conference play coming in. You'll be at Albany to open up conference. It's going to be different this year. Back-to-back games on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. And then no games during the week. Talk a little bit about that and how you're preparing your team for a different type of conference schedule.
Yeah, I mean, you're totally right on that. It's going to be very unique for all of us, without a doubt, something that none of us have ever experienced in the back-to-back games at the same site. Obviously, we all believe wholeheartedly that this is the right decision and how it should be done. It minimizes the risks from a health perspective. It's less travel for all of our teams in our conference, and it's definitely the right move. It does provide a little bit of inequity, in terms of how many home and road games you end up with. But the reality is this unfortunate fact is that there's going to be interruptions throughout the season. There already have been. We've lost 2 games in the non-conference. Obviously, our women's team has lost some games. Other teams in our conference haven't even played. Albany's one of them. They haven't had a real game yet, and they've had some interruptions due to COVID. And so we all just have to kind of bear and grin and do the best we can with it. And if we're able to play on that particular day, then we're all blessed to play. And so let's go do our best. And that's really how we're approaching it. We're practicing and trying to get our team better each and every day, but we are excited to play conference, and I know Albany is as well, and the other teams within our league.
Yeah, and we should mention, just for the record, Ryan, that Albany is one team in the league that has not played a real game yet, as you say. Also, the University of Vermont, Maine, and New Jersey Institute of Technology, the newest member of the America East, also has not played, which I want to ask you about. You've got would you consider it an advantage that you've got 5 games under your belt and Albany has yet to play?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you'd rather have played than not have played, but at the same time, it's the unknown can be daunting as well, for us, from our perspective. Like, we know some of their players that are returning. Obviously, Coach Brown's an amazing coach and has won a ton of games in the America East and in Albany. But then they've got some new players, who are older and have experience at other universities. And so we feel like they're going to have a good team. Are they going to be playing their best in game 1? We won't be playing our best in game 6. And so it's hard to expect them to play their best at game 1. But what we do know, it's going to be competitive. And then whatever happens after game 1, we're going to have to turn around and do it again the next day and do it better, hopefully. And so that'll provide a fun environment for the kids and for our conference. It'll be unique. I know there are some other conferences out there doing it. But it's a little bit more like an NBA thing, where you got a series, with the team. And so, we're excited to be able to get out there with our conference foes.
I think we're excited to watch it. So, yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time getting to that day, but hopefully Saturday will be the day. Ryan Odom, coach of UMBC men's basketball, thank you so much for joining us. Week 1 of your show. Hopefully there'll be many more to come.
Thanks so much, Gary.
All right, we'll see you soon. And thanks, everybody, for watching today. And again, we'll see you next week on the UMBC Ryan Odom Basketball Report.